Oh, he's back on the pilot list.
Yeah, see that. No, it is.
Stuart, have you any idea what one of the bindings it came up on the configurator thing? NWS trigger or toggle.
No,
Can't find any mention of what it's meant to do anywhere on the wiki or the forum.
Wheel, I think that's nose wheel steering.
Ah, right, yeah, NWS.
Jeez, what a mess.
What now?
You're all gliders.
Oh, yay. LOD ranges?
I don't think so. Now you just popped in. It just took that long for it to load.
Are you somewhere else? Because you're not.
He's behind us.
I'm right behind you.
Right, I'm going to start my video and then we'll do the brief.
Roger that.
Right, good evening Facebook, we're live at last. Right, so here we are, we're going to be cruising the Danube, Blue Danube, in Opticas. As you can see, it's massively popular. We're going to be flying about 120 knots at 2,000 feet. Waypoints are such as they come. We'll fly up the river. Alex says it's nice, so if it's not nice, complain to him. We'll see him next. I'm in the FGUK liveried 1, so just watch me for the rollout, take off, then I'll give you the waypoints as we go. Time is going to be noon and weather's border of high pressure. Got that?
Yep.
Right.
Okay. Rolling. Or trundling rather slowly. There you go. And we are born. This thing spawns with a bit of flaps out, so don't forget the trick. Right, so let's see how this thing performs. Probably badly. There we go. Right, I am on first GPS heading, GPS FMS of 225 degrees, and I am turning now, slowly. Oh, it's got a stall one on it. Yay! Probably keep a couple of flaps down while we're climbing.
This thing's a pain in the ass.
Yeah. Right. Can't climb under autopilot, so try to do it manually. Steer, you fucker. Oh, Jesus. Who suggested this bloody thing? Right, come on, settle down, settle down, settle down. Right, it's starting to get a grip of itself now, I think.
Here's my next question. Does the autopilot even work in this piece of shit?
I have no idea, I can't remember, I've only flew it once. And not recently. I think it does.
You think it does or it doesn't?
I don't know.
Because mine just, I turned mine on and it's just taking me everywhere except where I want to
Yeah,
go.
it's not holding heading very well.
It's not holding heading at all, and I can't break the control. What's going on?
Yeah, I think it's stalling if you try and use
Yeah,
it.
it's stalling. It's not. I've got my stall warning on here. Oh, Jesus. I'm heading towards the
Flight
river.
manually until you get to 2000. See the river now anyway.
Yeah, I'm flying towards the river.
So it's in blue, it's green.
Yeah, it's pollution.
It's all these people swimming in it, what pollutes it.
I don't think this can do 120 knots. Yeah.
I don't think it can.
I think you're lucky if you do about 70.
Right, level now, 2,000 feet. I think. Come on, level out, level out, level out.
I don't think the
Yeah.
autopilot works.
Yeah, I've leveled out. It's holding altitude when you're there.
I'm only making about 90 knots though, man.
Well, you're
Yeah.
doing well, I'm only doing 60.
Oh, well, first off, I center my controls because the
Make
thing
sure-
went nuts trying to...
Make sure your flaps are fully retracted.
They're fully retracted.
Goodness,
The autopilot was on. It got all the control surfaces. Oh my God, what a mess.
Right, I'm up to 100 knots. I've reached 120. Right, so I'm turning, I presume I'm supposed to be going left up the river. So. Turning left, following the river left. I'm going to accommodate it, try my GPS heading again and see what happens. That's alright, it's working at 120 knots. Holding its headings. Okay, oh, it's making a turn.
Mr. Ollie's spinning around in circles.
Oh, it's turning again. Oh shit.
Don't know why it's...
Right, GPS FMS 199, heading to the waypoint. This thing's needing a serious attention. Turning left to the next waypoint at 1560 degrees GPS. Right, well, I'll slow down. Yeah, alright, can you just catch up? I'll slow down to 100 knots. you reach the river, turn left, basically. Follow it. I'm not surprised these things never really put on.
I can see it.
Yay!
Didn't it kill a few police pilots? That's why they stopped
Yeah, there was a
selling
lot
them.
of issues with it, and the ones that were in the storage all went up in flames.
All did what?
The ones that were in the storage all went up in flames. Went on fire. So I think there's basically one aircraft surviving.
All right, we're here.
Yay! Flew past me, somebody.
That's
It's at
all.
warp speed. Somebody's way on ahead now.
Yeah, that's me, I think.
You going back to 120 knots or not?
Yeah, are you with me now? Right, accelerating at breakneck speed to 120 knots. With a hairdryer strapped to my arse. I don't see you, Voodoo, where are you?
I'm off to your starboard side and slightly ahead.
Ah, there you are. Right.
It's a common thing, things catching fire when the business is not doing well. I live in Haworth. I was from Haworth, and when I was a kid there were a lot of mills still, and they miraculously always used to set on fire.
Funny that, isn't it?
Yeah, they're all gone now. They're all being either pulled down and houses built on the land, or actually converted into apartments.
Just past you, Voodoo. There's Ollie. If you hear me snoring, just shout really loudly. Oh, turn in again. Actually, they're thinking about bringing this back into production. This thing, the modern avionics in it.
Well, the place down in England, they have a fixed wing aircraft. What they use is instead of helicopters, because a few years ago there used to be helicopters chasing joyriders all over the place, and now you very rarely you ever see them. But they have this twin engine thing. I think it's based at Leeds, Bradford, and it goes all the way up to Northumbria and stuff. And I think it just hovers around and does the communications and the guiding the other aircraft to them, the other cars, to intercept them and stuff. Maybe cheaper than helicopters.
Yeah, but doodling about and something like that's just near as fun. Keep thinking I'm about to fall out of the damn thing. This is a fire extinguisher inside the cabin here for us, just in case it decides to burst into flames.
There's a good idea.
Oh, by the way, you have to manage your fuel as well. We're using the fuel cock valve well, it drains from one side then the other. What the hell's the fuel gauges in this thing? I don't think it's got a fuel gauge, is it? Jesus.
Isn't it up on top by the light switches?
Oh yeah, so it is.
Yeah, I don't think the fuel selector switch actually operates.
I've no idea what does it doesn't.
It isn't a thing that you can click on.
Yeah, doesn't work. Oh well, okay, so that's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, mine's just drawing fuel from the one side.
Yeah, that's what it does. It draws one side, then you have to switch to the other side. But you can't switch it, so.
You can cheat if you go to equipment and fuel and payload and move the slider up.
I know it worked earlier.
Oh,
That switch.
well.
This will be like flying at home for you, Voodoo, won't it? Big river.
Yeah, the one I live on is bigger than this.
Yeah, last week I was watching a program about the Mississippi two-parter. Somebody going from where they invented water skiing and New Orleans, and at the end.
Who's in the white one? Is it Ollie?
That'd be Ollie.
Right?
Yeah. I'm in the white one and they'll do the blue. Yeah, and it was helping catch in some kind of a wide bit, was like a lake, and they were catching these fish, and they had like a big flat nose on them.
Oh yeah, spoonbills.
They look really weird.
You think those are weird? You should see sturgeons, man. They're like dinosaurs.
Yeah, we had one of them leading the country for a while. Nicholas Sturgeon. Anyway.
Gonna have one run on the country again here after November.
Somebody might assassinate him soon, don't worry.
That's always bothered me. Why on earth, bearing in mind in your country after the Kennedy family got bumped off, they can't do something to disable him?
He's going to disable himself, so whatever.
Who are we? Oh, you talking about Trump?
Well, either of them, really.
Yeah, they all suck.
Yeah, just overthrow the government, have a military junta and see how it goes on then.
Yeah, I don't think I want to do that.
Well, that's one of the things that Trump wants to do, isn't it? I think he wants to have like the Varga militia working for him.
He wants to do
Which
like Orban has done in Hungary. He wants to turn it into an authoritarian dictatorship.
Here we go. Flying up the Danube. Oh yeah, up the Danube. We're heading towards Austria.
Up or down?
Well, going up, because we're heading towards Austria, aren't we? It's in that direction. That direction, yeah. Might take a while more easy.
I was looking at the photo scenery tiles, and some of the tiles, the pattern of fields was very weird. Very small, narrow strips.
Depends what they grow in here, I don't know.
Oh, it's only taken a half an hour and we've got the flight fairly well together.
Yeah, well, we finally got in there.
So are these aircraft, when you making them work, is it all just them coded in them XML files or make the animations work?
Yep.
Pretty much.
There's
So
some
is it just
nasal stuff too, so.
What do you do? Is it just trial and error? Just keep twiddling with it till it works?
No.
Sometimes it is.
So, yeah, sometimes it is, other times there's a method to it.
I mean, you can get the coordinates like on landing gears if you know That's why I was in such deep poop with this, doing that one on the Spitfire, because it moves on 3 axes and they all affect each other. So if you say, hey, I need to go more X, and you give it a thing, then it changes the Y and the Z. It all interacts.
It
Well,
does.
I had enough bother when I was trying to do them wind turbines, getting the blades to rotate. It was a pain. I was watching, there's a new series on TV in the UK, Aircraft Workshop, and they were doing, it was a Shuttleworth collections, and it was a Mark 9 Spitfire. They were getting ready for the summer season, and what they were doing on that, they were actually fitting a big CO2 cylinder under the pilot's seat, so if the hydraulics don't fail, they can blast the undercarriage down. And they're actually doing it in the workshop.
It's usually a nitrogen cylinder install.
Yeah, well, there's a tiny little one which were there for the standard, which might have been CO2.
That's right, video.
But on this upgrade, it was like quite a large cylinder which they had to hide under the seat. But when they tried it out, it blasted all the hydraulic oil out everywhere.
That's what happens when you do that. It's, if you're going to use that as a one-off tool.
Yes. Well, they did it because it was cheaper than wrecking the aircraft if they can't get the gear down. It was a bit weird because the first show of the season, this was last year, they couldn't fly it because it had a lot of rain, so it was grounded. But all the other, like World War I planes and World War II things were still flying.
They made a canvas, you just dry them out with a hairdryer. Alright, let me have a look at the waypoint, see how far we have actually traversed up our route. Where am I going? Where am I going that way?
Because that's where a waypoint is.
Oh, this is our midpoint. How's that not happen?
You're going too fast.
We're going too fast. Oh, okay. Right, okay then. So the midpoint is 6 miles up here somewhere. We are going too fast, but we started late as well, so we must be going way too fast.
Yeah, I figured it would be about 90 to 100 knots, but
It doesn't give a cruise speed, but takeoff and VNO is 110, VA 113.
Well, we are at 120. Okay. Right, we'll overfly the airfield, have a look at it, and then attempt to land these things. It'll probably go quite as well as it'll take off. So, midpoint is ahead of us. Should be able to see it. Might take a while to get there yet, but yeah. Yeah. We'll do the next half at a slower speed.
okay.
Right, we'll overfly, we'll turn right, come around and land in. manual control. Just going down a bit. Looks like there's a big concrete parking area in the middle of it. So. Right, starting the descent, and slow turn to the right. You know, she's probably read up what the actual landing speed and stuff is for this thing. Yeah, don't mind. More interesting when you're not prepared. We'll use this lake as a turning point. Far into the lake, and then I'll start a turn. And if anybody's watching this, no, you're not watching in slow motion. This is how it flies.
Down and relatively safe.
How did you get there nice quick?
Lost sight of you and just hit fluid by the seat of my pants.
Alright.
We're going to park up on the right here.
Yeah, it's a big concrete parking area, so we'll get to that.
I don't see no big concrete parking place.
Right, turning on to finals. See you in about 20 minutes.
Doesn't like landing.
Is it not? Does it float?
Certainly does.
She don't mind if you land her a little hot though.
Yeah, it'll only burst into flames. Make it really hot.
Not my airplane. Go ahead and break it.
Completed my turn, now on final. Start off. If anyone wants to critique my landing, carry on. But yeah.
Bite me.
This thing just scares the shit out of me. It just feels like I'm about to fall out of the sky.
Yeah, I'd rather fly a biplane if I'm going to fly this.
I'll just ping me on Facebook. I'm in the middle of landing. I can't really bloody read it at the moment.
Come on. That's some of these younger pilots, man. They can fly a helicopter and type with their other hand.
Yeah, but that means tapping out the screen so I can actually see what I'm doing. It's a little bit wobbly at 50 knots.
I'd have done my approach at 90.
Right, let's see if I can get it to come down. Come on, get the nose down. Come on. Come on, bloody thing, get the nose. Oh boy.
How much flap you got?
I don't know.
Not much. Oh, look at you.
I made it.
Yay! Well done. What happened to Craig? Mr. Ollie, where are you?
Coming up from behind.
Just like you.
Yeah, I'll do it. Well, this is the midway point.
Look at us.
We're only 10 minutes.
That's not that bad. It's no big deal.
Right, so this is our midpoint. So, find refreshments.
Yep.
Oh shit, there's engine off. Yeah. There we go. Engine off. Right. I'll be back in a minute or three.
You devil.
With all my senses and all my feelings and my power deep inside, my heartbeat is pushing my blood in my veins. The water is turning red. I don't wanna be like a prayer on my knees, buried in the shelter of the night. And I don't beg for a better peace and war. I like to take a prisoner and fight. Dive in the rain of love, where my dreams start to go and my feelings will go into the sky. to go. The pouring rain is healing all my pain. The soul of the skies weeping tears. If you are a rising star, you better overcome a storm of fears. Dive in the rain of love, where my dreams start to go and my feelings will grow. Into the sky above, I'll leave my fears down below, and I want you to go.
I'm back on comms.
Just reading the information I've got on the Optica. The flaps can go as far as 90 degrees down.
I wouldn't like to try that.
10 to 20% for low speed loitering.
I'm back.
Welcome back. So we'll fly the next part at 80 knots.
What? That's too far.
80 knots. 80 knots.
Do it at 100. Well,
Yeah, I just found in this information, the optimal cruise is 7 to 80 knots
Oh, look at you guys.
with 40% throttle and mixture lean to optimal. Best climbing at 6 to 70 knots.
So target speed's 80
Yep.
and altitude hold
If
is
you feel like
2,000.
if you feel like walking to the you know, we'll see you later. We'll catch up.
Well, I fly those biplanes and triplanes and stuff, so 80, 90 knots is no. Doesn't make me break out in hives like it does you, brother.
Well, when I used to do gliding in vintage gliders, 45 is the most efficient speed.
God, it's hard to believe.
But in modern fiberglass gliders, racing machines, you know, they're designed to race between the thermals, go up to 110 knots. I think the really high performance ones probably get up to about 140.
There's a bunch of down in Muscatine, Iowa. I go down to see my mother-in-law now and again, and there's an airport down there that's right on the bluff where the air, for whatever reason, there's great thermals there. So I was driving down there the other day and looked up and I see like a half a dozen turkey vultures just with their wings out, circling up, and then on the bottom of those guys, or just underneath of those guys, is a glider following the same thing, just turning with the birds. Man, that was awesome.
I'm just taxiing down to the far end of the runway to take off. really poor turn the circle.
Yeah, I was gonna say this thing is the turning radius of this thing's like 100 yards.
What?
Mr. Ollie ran me over.
I'm not very good at steering aircraft with these bloody pedals.
We'll climb back to 2,000 feet.
Got to climb rate or just let the autopilot do it?
Climb rate of vertical speed of 100 feet per minute.
Okay. Well,
Because anything faster than that, it tends to stall. Let me check my waypoints. Right, next waypoint is 9.2 miles out, so that's about 3/4 hour flight in this thing. GPS FMS 31 degrees. I'll tell you when we get up and we're turning onto the bearing.
boom.
Right, enemy not ready.
I'm more than ready, but not for this.
Watch me for the trundle out. I'm trundling. Come up. Whee!
Right behind him, man.
Well, I'm turning to the left initially to head towards the river.
What was that sound?
Right, clicking on GPS FMS heading, it's about 25 degrees now. It's climbing slowly to 100 feet per minute. So by the time we land, we'll be at altitude. Pegged at 80 knots. I think I'll get out and walk and I'll meet the aircraft at the far end.
Whoa, watch the wires. Shit.
Yeah, watch the wires.
Now that we're flying it within the parameters, it's kind of fun. At least it's not trying to kill me.
Well, give it time.
Give it time. Once it gets to know me.
I'm going to change the seats in this thing when we get around to all doing it, because these seats are horrible. I fancy some leather seats.
Ooh, into leather, are we?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think I found loads of things on the for the storage places where they've all the models and stuff. There was one on the FX Microsoft, the old Microsoft's flight sim, and I think there is a new one for the new one as well. So, but it's a commercial one you have to buy.
I think I'll put my flaps up now. To increase the climb rate, I'm going to push the boat out here, 150 feet per minute.
You go, boy.
Mark. I was managing to maintain its speed at that, so.
You went to 200?
150? Oh, come on, no, I'm not risking it at 200, come on, don't be silly.
Well, I think this is trying to thermal. Just going round in circles. One thing I did experiment with, Stuart, was the autopilot on the 500, and it actually didn't try and kill me for once.
Whoa, that's
Hey.
amazing. Give it time.
Yeah, give it time, yeah, basically. Being gentle with you, because you know you're going to use sticks. Then it's going to kill you. See the river?
Yay. It's a cool little monster, though, isn't it?
Nope.
Nope.
This is Formula 1 compared with the Cree.
I think the QQ's faster.
I like the Creekery better than this. I found a free 3D model of a Creekery that I've been turning into God knows what.
They fit in radio-controlled turbines to them now instead of...
Yeah. I wouldn't fly in initially with it even, but putting radio control turbines in it is a nope. flown radio control aircraft that's bigger than that. And faster.
Have you seen on the YouTube the guy was flying his radio controlled helicopter using a Puma controls?
Yeah, there's a few actual conversions you can get for that, but I don't know. Is he doing it with the 3D the glasses on, or is he just doing it visually?
I think he had the VR goggles on.
Yeah. See, that is slightly illegal in this country.
I've seen not helicopters but planes where they've actually sort of got cameras inside and
Yeah, the FPV. Yeah, you're not allowed to fly FPV in the UK unless you got a second competent pilot handy who's not using FPV to take control.
So somebody's paranoid about it.
Oh, that's the Civil Aviation Authority. That's them that does that.
Yeah, but some of these now, the large scale radio control models, they're like a third of full size. And if one of them goes out of control and it hits you, you're dead.
Yeah.
Well, even the models I used to fly, if they hit bloody at full speed, you would be dead either way.
Did you try the cruise configuration for the Spitfire?
The new FDM?
Yeah, did you try to do the cruise configuration?
No, I haven't got there, but I did do an altitude test.
Cruise configuration is near enough spot on.
Yeah, it's the whole FDM is amazing. I mean, just fucking amazing. Sorry. It's just about, you know, I mean, even just eyeballing it, it's like after flying a Spit 5B. It's
Not a
just,
great deal.
no, it lands a little faster. Its roll rate's a little better. I think its climb rate is a little better.
It's a bit more streamlined, and it's got a shorter wing as well, so that all adds to the performance values side of things. But the knock-on effect is your stall speed in that one's a bit higher as well. You're not going to glide in at 45 knots, 50 knots in that thing.
No, it's this 5B likes to land at 90, or does really well at a 100 mile an hour approach, and then put it on the ground at under 90. But that one wants to run about 110.
Yeah, the book says it's about between 6 and 8 knots faster on the approach.
So what's the new Spitfire working on?
It's a Mark
16,
Mark
16E.
16E clip wing.
Yeah, this one there, this on this Warbird workshop program. That one they were converting it back to elliptical wingtips. It at some point in its life, it had clip wings, but it's meant to be the most all of all the Spitfires doing the circuits. It's 90% original, so it's never been rebuilt from a wreck.
Well, certainly the Mark 16 is the last of the Merlin powered Spitfires before they went on to the Griffin. So it's quite nice. It's not much different to fly than the Mark 5, but there is differences to it. It's got a higher roll rate because of the clip wing, climb rate, and generally it's more sporty.
Yeah, I would use that exact same word. I spent probably 2 hours doing air combat maneuvers, you know, split S's, rolls, high speed turns, low, and it's got that much more performance. It's like, you know, it's just like driving a standard. The 5B is a standard workhorse, and this thing's like a sport model.
Slimmer fuselage, no wingtips, and it's got that tapered tail as well, and the bubble cockpit. So
It had a more powerful engine as well, did it not?
There's not a great difference in the power. It's just the way that it's the Dragon, the Slimline, that makes all the difference to it.
The engine developments on the Spitfire, a lot of it was not making it more powerful, it was whether you run it more at higher power to save the, you know, whether it would last longer. And through the war they was able to run it by more power than for longer periods. It's like the Mustang. The Merlins in that were derated, so they lasted longer and cruised better.
At lower altitude, I'm descending back to 2,000 feet.
Back to
2006. I forgot I was actually climbing, it's been that slow.
we finally reached altitude.
Yep, we went over it. So I'm descending back to 2000.
Roger that, following you.
You'd be passing out of lack of oxygen.
Not at less than 3,000 feet.
Going too fast, I can't breathe. Oh look, there's some hills.
Ooh, see it.
I'm AFK for a minute. I'll get him at a flight seat, hang on. And I'm back on comms.
Welcome back.
Thank you. It's okay.
Yeah, if you got a few million spare, there's a few Mark 9 Spitfires up for sale.
I don't have anywhere to park it.
3.75 million. 3.6 gets you a PR version.
Yeah, I didn't buy the aircraft and try and insure it.
But I was saying on that workshop program, it basically costs $5,000 an hour to operate one.
I do want to have a Spitfire on my logbook at some point.
Yeah, one of the things they were doing to try and raise money, because they nearly went bankrupt at the Shuttleworth collection, is if you die, you can have your ashes scattered by a Spitfire. So what they do is they put all the ashes in the flaps openings, and then do a low pass and open the flaps, and all the ashes spread out.
It'd be
That's
better.
cool.
It'd be better just putting them in the exhaust stubs, and as soon as they fire the engine up,
You know, they do this one so relatives can get a nice picture of them all coming out.
yeah, then they realise the dust that's landing them is their relative. No.
Yeah, well, I've still got to do that when weather turns nice. I've still got my mum and dad to scatter somewhere.
Is that legal over there? Because it's not legal here.
Probably isn't. You've got to have permission to do it, but they must have. It's their land, isn't it? So I suppose they can do what they want.
Actually, you can't. You don't own the mineral rights and such like to your own land. That remains with the Crown. Which is a bit unfortunate, because if you discover oil on your land and you don't own it, the Crown does. And they'll sell the rights off to a company who'll mine your land, and you can't do anything about it.
Yeah, so everything's very good, isn't it, in this country?
Yep.
It's like I was telling you last week about the Alaska's got this. The levy 10% from the pipeline what goes across Alaska. So everybody in Alaska gets a yearly dividend from it between $1,600 and $3,000 a year. And they get more money now from that than they do from the money what they've taken over the past. It's being invested and they get more money than whatever it raises from the oil, you know. And Norway's done the same thing. And what we've done, we have nothing to show for all that North Sea oil. We have no industries, it's all gone.
You know, I was just thinking it's like the 1930s again. War is in the horizon, and they're cutting back in the military, just like they did in the 1930s. Didn't prepare for war when they knew it was coming, and it all went to shit for like a few years before they got a grip of it. Doing the same again.
It never changes, man. That's one of my biggest frustrations is people that do the same damn thing over and over and over and over and think something else is going to change. It doesn't going to change.
Well, America did all right out of the Second World War.
Yeah, but this ain't that no more. Those days are gone. That mindset is gone. All of that shit is gone. Now, the guy we got for president's talking about putting boots on the ground and in the Middle East. It's like, come on, are you crazy?
Well, something has to be done, but I know as the native country that they're working from doesn't give a shit. So.
Well, we're screwed out because we can't even make steel anymore.
We can't for a few more weeks until they shut it down.
We have no shipbuilding anymore.
What are you doing? You shipbuilding the Clyde?
Yeah, well, they're not doing right well, are they? They keep breaking down.
There's all the warships coming out of the Clyde now.
But for a maritime country, what's nearly been starved in 2 world wars, it would be sensible to have some kind of shipbuilding left. But they still do it in Italy and France and Netherlands.
It's all gonna change, man. It's all changed. It's all changing.
Well, the problem is when they want to, if they had to restart doing stuff, they've lost all the expertise.
Correct.
I mean, the college I work for, we have a first-class engineering apprenticeship school with about 30 lathes, 30 milling machines, empty, no apprentices, because they can't get any staff to actually teach them.
Been saying that for about. Used to run a television repair store. Hey, you're descending, dude. Oh, never mind.
Where's descending?
Somebody's just disappeared.
You just disappeared.
I'm back.
Oh, there you are.
See?
I ran a consumer electronics repair place for 20 years or whatever until that just evaporated and went away. But I was telling people 20 years ago, 30 years ago, nobody's telling their kids to go out and be a pipe fitter or a finish carpenter or a mechanic or you know what I'm saying? We're not. Everybody wants to be a game designer or a doctor or a lawyer and there's nothing wrong with that, but somebody's got to fix shit. Someone's got to build stuff.
That's what the robots are for.
Yeah, but they ain't here yet.
No, but they think they are.
Well, I used to be an engineer and I've worked at 2 or 3 places which tried robots, and in the end they ended up being dumped in the corner and given away in the end. They only really work in car factories where they have the expertise to make them work 24/7, just doing one particular little task.
I don't know, major farm implement manufacturer here, John Deere, in this area, was based in this area. Their parts warehouse is like, dude, all the shit being moved to shipping and receiving and packaging and stuff is all being done by robots. Oh, this is cool. Are you using the program route on
Yes.
Craig?
Yes.
Yeah, see, we all are, and we're all just like, I'm shooting from the back of the pack, and we all just turn at the same time, the same degree of wing dipping and all that stuff. It's pretty cool. Again, a sparse turnout, but still fun tonight. Good looking scenery and a little weird aircraft, but still pretty cool.
Well, I quite like these sort of aircraft.
I think this thing's just fine. I'm not crazy about some of the... I mean, the guy that built it, Gary Neely, is like beyond... He's like Stuart. When he puts stuff together, you pretty much know it's pretty close to home. I do find it interesting that when you try to open the doors when you're in the air like this, it says, "What, without a parachute?"
Depends which country you're in. If you're in the warm climate, you probably take the doors off.
Well, I think the drag factor on this would be horrendous if you took the doors off. Especially it's going to disrupt the airflow into the fan at the back.
A bit like a Bell 47.
Yeah, but its fan's above it, not behind it.
Is there a good Bell 47 in flight gear?
No. An answer before you ask it, no.
I about spit my coffee through my nose this morning when I read your response to was that Cyber asking about doing helping with development. You're like, yeah, you go through this secret and regimen, and if you survive, then you'll be considered. I'm like,
Well, I'm not lying.
that just really reminded me. I think that was Maverick when
It was my...
the first time we ran into him, he said, you told him, yeah, well, wait till you get the bill for the landing fees and stuff like that. And he's like really, really sweating it, like it's really going to happen. First thing about FGUK, bring a sense of humor, you dumb fuck.
Oh, we've still got a few waypoints to go yet.
Yeah, we're doing way better this time. Yeah, I think that Mark 16E is about ready to rock.
I've got to find out if Alex wants the bomb racks used on it. If he wants the bomb racks, then we need a model for a bomb, and I need to add that into the FDM. If he doesn't want the bombs, then we might as well just take the racks off the wings.
Good point.
No point in having them.
Good point.
putting the bombs on will severely dampen its performance.
Oh yeah. I'm working on some better ground effects, but they're not ready for prime time yet, so I really prefer the thing where when an aircraft lands, it just gets, as the tires skip the pavement, you get a bark and you get that puff of smoke. But you know, trailing the mist behind only happens when it's wet. But I haven't been able to make it. I mean, it works. I've made it work. I love the way it looks, but over replay, it doesn't work that way. So.
I was going through my aircraft folders and I came across the FGUK payloads.
Yes.
Where do they go?
That just goes there. The aircraft address that folder.
Just in one folder?
Yeah, because some of the aircraft use that. Like, doesn't the C-130 use it?
Yeah, C-130, C-17. Some of the jets used it for the missiles and bombs. The FGUK payload sits in the aircraft directory, the same as an aircraft would sit in the directory.
Okay.
It was an attempt by me to try and reduce the need of having to update every single aircraft if we change a weapon. We could just update the central package with a better textured weapon or it would update them all. That was the idea.
It's kind of like Dave Pack. You ever seen any of Dave Culp's stuff?
Yeah, I've got that somewhere.
All the weapons and stuff are in Dave Pack. If you don't have Dave Pack, then you can't use those payloads.
Oh, I'm merging with Ollie. Ugh.
You got a nice formation there in flyby.
Yeah, we finally figured these devils out now, an hour and a half into the flight. Well, it is cool on flyby. Yeah, I did some research this week on that that setup that you and Craig have been talking about, and I was like, wow.
Yeah, it is a serious bit of kit. It's not a toy.
Yeah, well, I've got the funds now. My parents are dead to splash out a little bit. Just waiting for. I just had my mum and dad's house up for auction. It finished on Thursday. I'm still waiting for the auction house to come back with what the final bid was.
Cool. My wife ended up at one point being conservator guardian for her grandmother because nobody else in the family wanted to do it because he was a pain in the ass. Anyway, I digress. She put grandma in the home because she had dementia and just couldn't function at all. So, but of course, it still costs a bunch of money to keep her in there. So. my wife decided to auction the farm that she owned, and the family went, "Are you crazy? Someone will come in and bid 25 cents an acre, and then you'll have to take it." Oh, come on, we're not stupid here. Long story short, the guys who the auctioneers who did the farm realized the best price for farmland in that county ever is selling that farm. So if you get the right auctioneer, you got it made.
Yeah, well, I think the final bid, one of them, was only £1,000 less than the reserve price. So for that, I'm not particularly bothered. Just my dad, he used to watch these daytime TV programs where people were buying old wrecks of houses and doing them up for renting out or selling on. He's in one of these lucid moments, he just says, "Oh, when you get this house, sell it or by auction." So I thought, well, that's what he wanted, so that's what I've done.
Look at you. Good boy.
And ideally, it'd be a cash buyer, so you're not sat waiting for them to sell their house. Get in a queue and, these waiting for somebody else to sell their other house before they can buy yours.
Yeah, the real estate market, I don't know how it is over there, but here it's a zoo.
There's a lot of houses up for sale and they seem to be selling.
Problem is here they raise the interest rates so many times to try to keep inflation under control, and it worked, but now you got, mortgage rates and stuff like that are, young people buying houses just can't afford that kind of money, man.
Well, we had a Prime Minister called Liz Truss, and her and her Chancellor just did loads of tax cuts for the super rich, and it costs about £30 billion to put it right. And she's a big favourite now. She's in America, plugging Trump.
Money, money, money.
She lasted 49 days, longer than the lettuce. But because of that, it screwed everybody's mortgage up. They had to put the interest rates up, and they, really costing a lot of people a lot of money.
Well, so now she's in charge of plugging Trump. You can rest easy that Trump's nowhere near going to win because of her. Yeah, also horribly wrong for Trump.
It doesn't matter who we get, we're fucked. Our choices are cold dog turds or warm dog turds. Take your pick. Yeah. What do you think about Macron telling people that, well, you know, we're thinking about putting NATO troops in Ukraine. What is he doing?
Well, it's going to happen eventually, isn't it? It's unavoidable at the minute, so it's going to happen. Just don't know when.
Oh, God. Well, I guess Putin will get a chance to test his tactical nukes then. Ooh, this is the area Alex must have been talking about because it's pretty funky. Man, it's pretty cool.
Well, a hilly bit.
Sure, if you were looking for another high performance helicopter to model, in my magazine there's a thing about the Isle of Wight Museum, and they've got a static model of a Saunders Rose Skeeter.
What is that?
Is that the jet bladed one, is it?
No, it's just a little army observation helicopter, but it's mainly glass bubble. It isn't a bubble, it's more panels, two-seater. And I think it's got a petrol engine in it.
That's not high performance then.
1950s. That was the best one. I've read the book about Eric Brown. He was a Navy test pilot in Second World War, and towards the end of the war he was told, him and somebody else, to go to Liverpool to pick up a package, and it was the first two helicopters into the UK, and they assembled these on the docks, and they said, right, you got to fly them back to Portham Down or wherever the test place, and they just give him a manual and said, here, go out, read the book and fly it.
Excellent.
And him and this other guy, they managed to fly it all the way from Liverpool to where they did all the test flying without crashing.
Yeah, good on him.
Well, lucky to be alive, that guy, you know what I mean? He was on an aircraft carrier, got sunk by torpedoes. He flew nearly everything. He even had to go in a lot of the stuff in Germany after the war, including the Comet, the rocket-powered thing. But he would test flying the German stuff, even though they might have sabotaged them.
Well, with the rocket, you sort of take a chance at any time anyway.
Yeah, well, the other aircraft he would test flying because that's one of the things he did after the end of the war. He was just travelling around Germany, collecting up all the interesting stuff. Because he could speak German, he was interrogating Goering and the guy who was in charge of one of the concentration camps. And by rights, he could have been the first one to break the sound barrier if the government didn't cancel the Miles project.
There's lots of cancelled projects that should have been cancelled. With 15 minutes left. Let's see where we are on the waypoints. May have to actually speed it up now. Oh, we're 20 miles. We're 20 miles to go. So we should just about make it by bang on 9 o'clock.
Look at you, clever boy. Okay, so what position do you see me, Stuart? I'm in the blue one.
You're in the middle.
Am I ahead of you or behind you?
In the middle, you're ahead of me, you mean Ollie. You're now drawing slowly back to crash into me. And now passing under my wing and my fuselage, and you're now behind me. You're now behind me. I'm in the middle.
Still playing with those multiplayer lag settings and stuff like that. It does work, you just gotta get flippy with it.
Oh, laggy lag.
This looks pretty funky, man, with orthos. Wow.
Yeah, detailed.
Did you notice at that midpoint airfield, the actual runway was displaced to the...
Yeah, I've seen that.
I did notice that.
Is there a library anywhere for all the different bindings for joysticks?
Nope. No, it's an area that you're supposed to use to configure it, but with stuff like we've got, we'll get way more options than what the configurator can detect. So the only way to do it properly is to actually go and do it manually. Identify what each one relates to and then assign it the commands you want.
Yeah, well I think I'll do that, because what we've been doing, I've been going into the configurator and testing it out using that, and probably that's the wrong thing.
Well, at least if anyone else gets a Puma X, you can just give them your configuration and it's done. Same as if anyone got a Puma 4 like my one, I can just hand them my configuration, done. Just use it.
Well, to be honest, I think because the that mode switch is only affecting 2 buttons by the look of it, so there's only 6 options, permutations, and so that might simplify setting it up. There's less to play with or forget. That's the main thing, isn't it? Forgetting which bloody combination.
Yeah, that's why I did a table, which does what.
I noticed on that video you gave me the link to for the H145. Did you notice his stick? It had all the little labels on, telling what every button did.
Yeah, well, it's impossible if you remember everything. Sometimes the pilots are flying them, and they're not flying them every day. There's a machine that might fly once or twice a week, or maybe 2 or 3 times a month, and they'll be on other machines between times. They're all different.
It seems a lot of how they have them on the real aircraft is all to do with the autopilot.
Yeah, it's easy use for the autopilot. The 145 is a very autopilot orientated aircraft, very fly-by-wire type control. That's not true fly-by-wire, but you're basically flying the autopilot the whole time. It's never really switched off much. The type of work it does, that's what they need really. It's an aircraft that will fly itself and put itself exactly where it's supposed to be for tight spaces and landing tight spaces and confined areas for rescue work.
Yeah, well, we've just got 2 new ones at the Yorkshire Air Ambulance. They've just upgraded to 2 new ones. And I think they had 2 previously. I think they've gone.
The Northern Air Ambulance was actually in Kirkcudbright, which was a surprise. Didn't expect to see that up here. Landed in Kirkcudbright during the week there, August 109.
But the biggest one, which I didn't know about, there's another charity what's trying to actually make the helipads at all the different hospitals, because like my local hospital, which is Airedale, you think, oh, they've got an helipad, but they haven't. They have to land in a field and then get an ambulance to actually transfer them to the actual hospital.
Yeah, the hospital here's got a helipad, but there has to be a minimum number of uses per month to allow them to keep the use of it. Otherwise, it loses its funding and they're not allowed to land it anymore.
So I think they're collecting to actually build one on stilts above the one of the buildings near the casualty.
My office used to overlook the helipad. It was fun.
Well, we're just entering Budapest.
Yeah, Buda to the left, Pest to the right.
I think Donald Trump would fit in the Pest half of the town.
Wow, heavily, densely populated area here, eh?
It is.
Oh my goodness.
So, is this Hungary now we're in over?
I think so, yeah.
Walking through the city tonight, passing bars ahead and behind, oh Lord, has this ever been real?
There's quite a big set. It goes on for quite a bit, yeah.
Everything's blurry inside my head, all this time.
Holy crap.
I'm the only one who's sad. Somewhere deep inside my head, I see your lips and cherry red, standing in a crowd.
Pretty impressive, except for the 6 frames per second.
Oh, I'm getting 12. Lucky you're not in a helicopter, you'd be dead.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm at 30 and normally with this version of Flight Gear it should be up at 60. There's 1 or 2 buildings to draw in there on the scenery.
Okay, but 11 miles to go. And we're done.
You're standing in the gloomy neon light with a smile which is so bright. I guess you're fucking right.
Yeah, and playing with the HDR stuff, I played with all my rendering and LOD ranges and all that stuff. And getting it tweaked back is a pain.
And as if every tone's supposed
Yeah, no, it doesn't save it. But, well, it's only there for us to experiment with at the minute. It's not there to be, you know.
I just wanted to see what we were talking about. And, you know, I did that movie with the 16E and HDR, and I thought it looked pretty damn good, actually.
It does. It makes a hell of a difference.
Oh my goodness, I can't wait till it's ready for prime time.
I've got a nightly build from Wednesday night, and it doesn't do the black blobby bits anymore.
Cool.
So the black blob rendering issue is gone. It's fixed. I've not had that as a problem anymore.
Lots of bridges below.
Lots of people to get across them too.
Some of them look like they're being modelled properly.
Wow, this looks pretty decent, guys. Well worth the trip. Well worth the price of admission.
Yeah, it costs us all but nothing.
Although there's one suspension bridge which looks to be displaced a little bit.
Yeah, it's a little bit too far upriver, that one. Right, so I think this is us turning on our final waypoint. Hang on, let me just check.
Yeah, it's the final leg into the airport.
Right, Jesus, the city's that dense I can't even bloody see the airport. Right, going to descend down to 1,000 feet. 1,000 feet, my money.
Thank you, sir.
Mark.
Frosty clouds will take your sorrows far away. It's the time of the year.
Descending.
See it bright and clear that Santa Claus is
That'd be a big improvement if they could ever do it, where they could make the buildings match the areas in the world they're from.
Yeah. I've got a nice little idea. I'm just thinking of looking down at this side here. Getting a helicopter and flying up the streets.
But I
You
saw,
know, below the roof heights.
what, just as a flight or to gather
Oh, just for
pictures?
fun. Flying between the buildings, up the streets and down the streets.
Well, nothing I love better than to take a helicopter and go to downtown Los Angeles and just fly through the buildings and land on top of them. And
some candy for you and a little present too.
I don't know how you do that just using a mouse and keyboard.
I've been doing it a long time.
The angels are singing, the sleigh bells are ringing, 'cause Santa is coming, the reindeers are running.
But if you nudge your mouse slightly, does that make a big difference to the controls?
Yeah, you don't do that.
It's just like being ham-fisted with a set of flight sticks. Move them too much and you kind of do the wrong thing over and over and over until you crash.
It's not ideal. That's why I'm looking at like something similar to what you got. But dude, I just do not have the room. I got to de-junk this dump.
Well, that's been my biggest problem because I've got my desk with all my computer monitors on is 8x4 sheet, and I've had to chuck a load of stuff out to be able to make a space to slide it underneath. But it's a chair at the moment because I'm just using I'm in a second office chair, but I'm getting a cheap nasty folding up chair which should be able to.
Nasty.
Well, it's only about 20 quid, but it'll fold up and I can use my normal chair for normal computer work and flying planes.
See, that's the stuff. If you buy a state-of-the-art flight stick and you stick a £2.99 deck chair on top of it to fly with.
Well, you know, them folding sort of you would have in as an assembly type thing.
I see an airport.
I see an airport, but I can't tell from here what way the runway's going.
My magic helper says that the runway, if we turn, well, whatever, you're going to come in about midway on the runway.
Right, I'm going manual.
Roger that. If you turn left, you can line up with the runway yet.
Turning left. The runway's right there. Oh crap.
Yeah, it is.
Kill the throttles, flaps down. A lot. Turning right on the heading. yeah. You know, my Christmas song is playing at the minute. It's really quite distracting when you're trying to land.
So you're taking this runway on the far right?
It's runway right here.
Roger that.
And down, here we go. Beep, 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 beep.
We're parking up, Bubba.
Off to the right somewhere at the buildings, hangars.
Well, that was a better landing than the first one.
Listen to the melody in every single word I speak. It can warm your heart, makes me be a part of you. Ooh. Everybody ask me what will be. Everybody wants to know from me. They're just asking, never listen to what I say. They're just talking without joining me day by day.
Oops.
Just park up somewhere.
Although anything is easily explained to you, there's no show my emotions are all too true. I'm neither acting nor I'm changing personality. Won't you listen, love? Have you ever tried to live without? Did you ever know what it's all about? It's the sound of the wind that is blowing my mind. It's the beat of the earth making me sleep at night. Even when I'm down and think I'm gonna lose control, music's on, it shows that nothing is impossible. It fills your soul and my mind with harmony. Ooh.
There we go, parked up.
Listen to the melody.
Well, I take back all the bad things I said. This is a pretty neat flight. We need to we need to FGUK-itize this this Optica though.
I know, it's got to get those all its upgrades and modernisations done.
Listen to the song I sing.
As I said, I'm starting the GA hangar after I finish the helicopter hangar. We'll see what happens.
To inspire you, let your dreams
Well, you're getting an amazing amount of really good stuff done. Thank you.
Well, all the easy ones are done. I'm now moving on to ones that have not had any upgrades, so they're going to take a lot longer and a lot more work.
Oh, God.
Things like the Cobra and the CH-53 and stuff like that, they're all coming up now. Anyway, I am terminating the video. Say good night, Facebook.
Good night, Facebook. I'm killing the YouTube, too. Good night.
Good night, viewers.
Night all.